Hello, fellow YouTubers, wrestling fans. This is Hollywood Eric 86. Sorry I'm doing this a bit late tonight. I was doing some research on some stuff that happened that was broken over the weekend and garnered a lot of buzz. Before I get to my Raw rant out of the 3 points that I got, I wanted to inform the wrestling fans of a lot of buzz and rumors that's been going around over the last couple days that I've become aware of, and that was that the rumors are that WWE has signed 4 massive New Japan Pro Wrestling superstars. Now, I wasn't very aware of how big this scenario was until I read the names. And the names are Shinsuke Nakamura, or however he spells his Japanese name, because it's Japanese, I apologize. Doc Gallows, Machine Gun Carl Anderson, and one of my personal favorites, the phenomenal one himself, AJ Styles. Now, out of all those members, 3 of the 4 of those are current members of the New Japan Pro Wrestling / Ring of Honor group, the Bullet Club. That was formed by none other than the current NXT champion, Finn Balor, when he wrestled under the name Prince Devitt. Now, if these rumors are true, WWE has acknowledged on their website about this signing, but Triple H has been really silent about how he's, about the signings. He declined to comment for WWE.com, which tells me either A, he's not signed them and it's not true, or B, he signed them but he wants to keep it a secret. Because this is a rumor mill that has been buzzing all weekend, because Saturday night or Saturday afternoon they wrestled in Japan at Wrestle Kingdom 10. In Japan, all 3 of those guys wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom 10, including Nakamura, who is still the current IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Now, now he can sign with WWE. And what do I think of this, ladies and gentlemen? I think it'll be absolutely perfect for them to come in there. Because you have AJ Styles, who is one of the all-time greats in the history of wrestling that has never wrestled in WWE other than Sting. He is known the world over in TNA. He is one of a rare few in TNA that is a Grand Slam champion. And that means he was their TNA World Television Champion, the TNA World Champion, and TNA World Tag Team Champion, and TNA X Division Champion, along with becoming the NWA Champion and the NWA World Tag Team Champion, back when they had the NWA title belts. He is a 2 or 3 time TNA World Champion. He was a 6-time X Division Champion and multiple time Tag Team Champion, and he was a World Television Champion when it was the Legends title or whatever in TNA when he first won it. Now, that signing would be absolutely amazing, because Luke Gallows, now known as Doc Gallows, has wrestled for the WWE as Festus and Luke Gallows in a Straight Edge Society, but he was unjustly released / fired right after that because the WWE was notorious for shutting down things that were CM Punk. But Doc Gallows went on to New Japan and became an even bigger star, winning IWGP Tag Team Championships with Giant Bernard, which is now known as Tensai / A-Train or Albert in WWE, but who is now also the head trainer in NXT. And he also won twice with Machine Gun Carl Anderson. And Machine Gun Carl Anderson is known the world over in Japan because he's also successful and known the world over there, and mostly because those 3 are in the Bullet Club. And Nakamura is one of the most popular wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Having these 4 on the roster will be absolutely perfect for WWE. Well, that's just I wanted to throw that out there in my thoughts and tell you about that. Now on to my Raw rant. And by far one of the better Raws that I have seen in a while. It keeps getting better because, like I stated before, they have their moments and then they have their moments where they're terrible. But Roman Reigns opened up the broadcast, of course, cutting off Stephanie McMahon, wanting Vince McMahon to come out there. Vince McMahon refused, because he wasn't there yet. Of course he wouldn't. Then when he finally arrives, he goes backstage and starts telling Sheamus, no interference, no foreign objects, yada, 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 all the same crap, don't care. And tell Sheamus, good luck like the Irish. That's just telling me that, what was the inevitable was going to happen. He does the same thing to Roman. And, that's how it starts. Well, then on to Kevin Owens and Adrian Neville. Now, after what I expressed last week about Kevin Owens repeatedly jobbing to people, he actually beats Neville. But then, of course, in another Vince McMahon trademark, he has Dean Ambrose attack Kevin Owens and elbow him through a table. Now, I did let this go, even though I wasn't happy, because he had it coming because of what he did to him last week and last week on Raw and on SmackDown when he put him through a table last week on Raw with a pop-up powerbomb. So I can let that go, but I also know that it's probably setting up, like I said, for Ambrose to win again. But that's what happened there. Kevin Owens actually gained a measure of revenge over Neville. He did beat him. So I was actually happy at that, even though I think it was a little too late for that, and that would have made him look weak. He beat that ass and again did not cheat and beat Adrian Neville. And then on to the New Day. And I'm going to backtrack a little bit here in a minute, but I wanted to get this out because one of the coolest, by far, awesomest things that ever happened in the history of WWE that I have seen in a while happened for the first time to kick off 2016. When the New Day was in the ring, running their mouths and wasting time like always, they did this little countdown clock thing, and when it reached 4, it started counting down like a certain countdown clock we all remember from 1999. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, YouTubers and wrestling fans, and to my subscribers, the man himself, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, the first ever undisputed champion, and 6-time world champion, and record 9-time intercontinental champion, finally returned. That's right, fans. The man himself, Y2J, Chris Jericho, made his return this past Monday night. And it was absolutely fucking awesome. It was about time. Because it had been so long since we had seen Y2J. And he made the New Day look like a bunch of fucking retards because, in a personal note, New Day, you ever want to step in the ring with anybody on the mic, like with the caliber of Chris Jericho, he will rip you to fucking shreds. You fucking pieces of shit. And he announced he has entered himself into the Royal Rumble match. And he went back and forth with the New Day. And called them names, and the fans were chanting all the names and the name all night long. Even when they were wrestling against Kalisto and the Dudley Boys. It was by far the most coolest thing that I've seen to open 2016. Then we move on to Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Now, Becky Lynch wanted to have another rematch from what they had 2 months ago. And of course, Charlotte had her father, the only, I'm going to reiterate that again, only 16-time World Heavyweight Champion and 2-time Hall of Famer, the legend and the man himself, Nature Boy Ric Flair, in her corner for the match. Now again, Charlotte, showing signs of cheating and of being a heel over the past couple months since that happened with Becky Lynch. Well, that was attempted again. But this time, Becky returned the favor, and when she rolled up Charlotte, pulled her tights, and got a 1-2-3, and beat the Divas Champion in a non-title match to get revenge for what happened 2 months ago. Now, I was not mad. Charlotte had that coming. But they signified the full-fledged heel turn when at the end of the match, Charlotte brutally beat down Becky Lynch. Viciously beat her to very, very bad and left her laying, showing why she is a Flair. Like I said, Becky, never trust a Flair. It never goes good. But that signified her full-fledged heel turn. All in all, though, the match was pretty decent. It was really good. Very, very, very good. Then, something by far that is the stupidest thing that I've ever seen, that literally pissed me the fuck off about Raw, was Dolph Ziggler taking on Heath Slater. Now, Dolph Ziggler's already entered himself into the Royal Rumble. And now Heath Slater comes out with stupid-ass Bo Dallas, stupid-ass Curtis Axel, and Adam Rose. Now, I did like Adam Rose when he first started for being, with the guy that had the party bus and partied all the time and, was a party every time and, had the rosebuds and don't be a lemon, be a rosebud. I love that. But now, like everything else, they rendered him shit. Rendered him fucking garbage. But they were out together. And I already knew what was going to happen because I am a Twitter follower, as everybody knows. I followed what they were saying on Twitter and I looked it up and I seen it. Cryptic messages and everything. Well, in one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in my life, Vince McMahon again lets Dolph Ziggler eat shit by letting Heath Slater beat him. Are you fucking kidding me, Vince? Oh my God. Your 70-year-old ass and must not have any fucking brains anymore, you dumb shit. How the hell can you make a jackass like that beat Dolph Ziggler? You're going to repeatedly let him eat shit, eat shit, eat shit, and eat shit? Really? Oh my God, Vince. The fuck is wrong with you, man? Dolph Ziggler is one of the best talents you fucking have, and you're not letting him have this full potential. The fuck is wrong with you? You fucking goof nut. He's got the charisma, the wrestling ability, and the mic skills, and motherfucking, he has everything you need to, Vince, to be a great superstar. He's the Shawn Michaels of your era, and you're not giving him a chance because you repeatedly let him eat shit. But long story short, at the end of the night, at the end of that match, I should say, Heath Slater gets on the microphone, as does Axel, Adam Rose, and stupid Bo Dallas, and they announce themselves as something of the Social Outcasts. A new fucking faction. What is this, Vince? A watered down, shittier version of 3MB? At least in 3MB, you had somebody that had talent in Drew Galloway / Drew McIntyre, whom you shit on and then unceremoniously released and now are wishing you probably had him back because he's actually something in TNA. Although, like I said, TNA ain't as good as it used to be. And more on TNA here in a little bit. I know this rant's going to run a little bit longer due to me opening up about the rumors that happened on Raw before Raw and all week that happened. But that happened. And then now on to another formal point that needs to be said. The main event match that I announced last week through my rant. Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, WWE Championship, Vince McMahon as a special guest referee. The match all in all was good, but like I said, Vince McMahon throughout the whole night was pulling his trademark Vince McMahon shit. He was cheating for Sheamus by counting real slow for Roman Reigns. And several times during the match, Roman Reigns had the match won, and Vince either stopped it from happening or allowed Sheamus to kick out. Oh my God. It was pretty predictable at that point. But then something weird happened. Roman had enough. Superman punched that old ass to the fucking ground. Stay the fuck down, you old ass. Retire, like I tell you. You're 70 years old. You don't need to be in the damn game anymore. And stay true to your word, because you're a liar like Vince Russo. Anyway, gets him down. Has the match won, but again, there's no ref. Well, Stephanie McMahon comes down there to try to do anything. So what does he do after he beats up Sheamus outside the ring? Shoves Vince McMahon into Stephanie. Stephanie falls over the ropes and into the ring. And Stephanie goes outside the ring and he's going to beat Vince McMahon's ass. Because he already Superman punched him once already and then did it again and was going to beat his ass worse. But Sheamus comes in, bro kicks him twice. And 1-2 Roman kicks out. Because Scott Armstrong, the authority referee who's been in the pocket of the authority all along, counts the pinfall, but he gets a 2 count. So what does Roman do? Roman Superman punches him and knocks him out of the equation. Spears Sheamus, and then referee Jack Doan comes out there. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns retains. Still, your WWE champion / World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. But then, the stupidest fucking announcement in the history of Monday Night Raw happened. But I have a differing opinion on both. Because I don't like it, but then again I do, and I'll get to you why. Because Vince McMahon gets on the microphone and says, "Oh great, Roman, you're happy, you're a champion, something along the lines of that." Well, you said you want to take on everybody. Well, guess what? At the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, you're going to be defending your championship in the Royal Rumble match. So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That means Roman Reigns is going to put the WWE Championship on the line in the Royal Rumble. So that means he has to outlast every single person that enters the Royal Rumble to retain his title. Do I think it's stupid? Yes. But on one other aspect, I understand why. Because Vince, the last 3 years you have made the Royal Rumble fucking useless. The last time it meant something was at WrestleMania 29 in 2000. What was it? WrestleMania 27 in 2009 in 2011. Because in 2012, it didn't mean shit because Sheamus won in 8 seconds over Daniel Bryan. And then what did you do? And then at 29, you allow Edge to lose. Edge wins by disqualification. Jericho kept the title only for Jack Swagger to cash it in 5 days later. And then 2014, of course, at WrestleMania 30, we all know what the hell you did there. Your brilliant fucking scheme to put Daniel fuck Bryan in the main event, and he wins the championship, and what happens? Oh, that's right, he gets injured. And fucks up your plans. And you screw the Royal Rumble winner again. See, it seems to be a recurring pattern, Vince. You think letting Sheamus win in 8 seconds made him strong. Looking back on it, it made him look weak. Because he was not only did you make him look stupid, but you made it the opening match at WrestleMania 28. Fucking stupid, Vince. It's the main event at WrestleMania. Although, I could have let that go with it being Rock and Cena that year. But he should have been the match before Rock and Cena. As the last main event title match. But no, you made it the opening match back then. Then what do you do again this year? Even though I did think it was funny, you screwed the main event again. You screwed the Royal Rumble winner yet again by letting Rollins cash in the Money in the Bank inside one-on-one against Brock and Roman. Although, like I stated in my second video, I loved every fucking minute of it because I love Seth Rollins. But on the aspect of the actual wrestling fans and everybody that watches, that was bullshit. So I can understand why you want to put that in the Royal Rumble match. Because you've rendered the Royal Rumble winners fucking stupid and useless and you made it dumb. But I don't personally like it because, ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans now, even though he was not on Raw Monday night, if by some chance the Fruity Pebble bitch himself, John fuck Cena, announces his entry into the Royal Rumble, my prediction may come true. But only this time, it'll be the most sickening prediction that I've ever had to be right on. If he fucking wins the Royal Rumble for not only a third time, he will be a 16-time world champion. And wrestling fans, do we truly want to see that? The true wrestling fans, do we truly want to see that son of a bitch tie 2 records in one fucking night? I damn sure don't. Because not only will he tie Ric Flair's championship record, he'll become the second man ever in history to win the WWE Championship in the Royal Rumble alongside Ric Flair. And also be the second man to win it 3 times alongside Stone Cold Steve Austin. People he don't deserve to be anywhere near. Because John Cena is a pussy, a fucking douchebag, an idiot. But that's my little rant for Raw right now. I know it's going to be running longer because of how I started it off. But that's my little rant. I wanted to come on here. I know it's real late at night. The lighting may not be as good as it was in the other 2 videos because I did it in the morning. But I wanted to come on here now because I've been reading up on the Raw rumors for a while. And I wanted to see if it was confirmed yet. They have acknowledged them on their website, but it is not confirmed if they've signed. It's just rumored right now. I'm praying that it is true and it is signed because I believe it's true. As secretive as they're being, I believe it's true. But I wanted to be able to prove for a fact that it is, once it is signed, sealed, delivered in an ink, or shown somehow on television. But on a personal note for TNA, TNA had another returning star happen. Cowboy James Storm did return to TNA last night during their tapings, and to reform their money for the one night only pay-per-view. Now, I do not know if this is a permanent contract for James Storm, because you know he has wrestled twice in NXT and did not sign a WWE deal. And former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion Mike Bennett, along with Maria Kanellis, everybody remembers her from the WWE as Maria, his real-life wife, also made their debut in TNA as The Miracle. Now, I read this online because, like I said, I don't follow TNA as much anymore because TNA's gotten really stagnant and, kind of lame a little bit. So I don't keep track of it as much, but I do watch on occasion when something interesting happens. But I did not watch the World Title Tournament because even though I didn't say anything, I knew that they were going to let Ethan Carter III, or EC3, as they put him, regain the championship, which is exactly what he did. He beat Matt Hardy in the finals, so he's now a two-time TNA champion. But that's my little rundown for TNA, my little rant for the wrestling for the week. Anything else happens later this week, I'll be the first one to come on here and tell you. This is Hollywood Eric 86. Good night, YouTubers, wrestling fans, and to my subscribers, thank you very much. I would like to send a shout out to Cryptic Gaming Network, Desire RVRs, Black and Fist, and to my boy Tyrone Magnus. We both would say fuck John Cena. I love you all. I'll see you next time, and make sure you be ready for my video. It will come soon, but I don't know when. Probably, soon. If anything else happens on the wrestling or any news, I'll be the first one to let you know. I'll be on here and I'll tell you. Good night. Have a pleasant night. This is Hollywood Eric 86. Good night.